You have reached the voicemail box of
John Glod.
At the tone, please record your voice message.
Hey John, it's me. I think it's time we finally have that talk. There are some choices that you're gonna have to make that will change the rest of your life. The question is, will you put in the work? You know, choice is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. It's not about what other people think. It's not about recognition. It's about choice. It's about a lifestyle. It's about knowing that at the end of the day, you gave your all. It's about being the best you that you can be. The choice is yours.
Oh, how cool was that promo video? So that was shot like a few months ago when I was in Kansas City. If you guys remember, I was in Kansas City shooting some really cool stuff. I wasn't able to tell you what it was. I can finally tell you what it was. That was such a good experience and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. So what this is my first real training and nutrition plan. I called it step 1 because that's exactly what I think it is. It's going to be a start for a lot of people. A lot of people have asked me for something like this, so I'm obviously super excited to finally have it come into fruition. This is with Evolve, through their Evolve Pro plan, and I seriously couldn't be more excited about this. So something that was really important to me and that I told the guys at Evolve was that if you're going to be doing a nutrition plan, we need to make it customizable. We can't just have one plan that's gonna fit everybody. So the plan works off of your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. So if you're a 150 pound female, your plan is going to look different, you know, calorie wise than someone that's a 250 pound male. So I'm really, really excited about that. And that was something that was really, really important to me. And I'm glad that we were able to get that done. We were able to work with the nutritionist and get a bunch of meals for you guys set up. But again, it's really important to me that you're able to do whatever you want. So if you find some of the meals you don't like them, you don't have to use every single meal. The meals are there kind of just to give you a template. If you want to follow it exactly, that's totally cool. And like, I mean, I recommend that. But if you don't want to, or some of the meals just don't work, you do not have to. You can obviously enter your own meals into the plan, and that's totally fine as well. And then when it comes to the training plan, obviously this is what I was probably most excited about because I love the gym. I love being inside of the gym, and I was able to write something for you guys that is very, very similar, almost exactly the same thing I was doing for my first, 1 to 3 years in the gym. And it's really, really easy to follow. There's videos, there's tips on all the exercises if you don't know how to do them. So I'm really, really excited for this to hopefully, change some people's lives. And it's going to be really simple, very easy to follow. And if like one of the things when it comes to the gym is like, if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, it's a lot harder to go into the gym. And that's what I was excited about making this is like, you're gonna go in with the plan, you're gonna have it on your phone, you know what you're gonna be doing, you don't have anything to worry about. And that was really important to me as well. So the plan is already pretty cheap in itself, but I do have a discount code for you guys. The discount code is BEAST. Everything will be linked down in the description so you guys can kind of check it out. But again, I am so excited about this, and I really hope that a lot of you guys love it, check it out, and really enjoy it. But with that being said, let's get into the video. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another installment of Morning Oats. So today what we're going to be talking about is cheat days and cheat meals when you are first starting your diet. Now this is an interesting topic to me. This is something that I get asked about a lot, and I actually recently did a post on my Instagram about this. Recently I've been finding that I like to do that a lot, like make a post on my Instagram and then I like to see kind of the reaction that people have to my thoughts about it. And if everybody kind of agrees with me, then I feel like there's no real need to make a video. But if there are people that kind of have opposing views, which is completely fine, it's a lot more likely that I'm gonna make a video about it just because I think it's really interesting and I love starting conversation. So today we're gonna be talking about cheat meals and cheat days when you are first starting your diet. Now the reason that I keep saying when you're first starting your diet is because I do believe that there's kind of a way to look at your diet when you are first starting out, trying to have a lifestyle change, and it will change over time. It will morph with you, it will change with you, and I think that's important to know. I think it's important to know that you kind of have phases when you're going throughout your diet. Like I'm definitely in a different phase now, 6 years post losing the weight, than I was when I first started dieting. And I think that's really important to kind of understand, just to understand that when you are in that first phase, right, which is what we're going to talk about, you'll understand that you will be out of there eventually, and you'll be able to change up that relationship with food. You'll be able to change up the way that you use cheat meals. I hate that word, but you utilize those tools. You'll change that up as you move on to different phases of your weight loss journey. So my personal thoughts when you are first starting your diet out with cheat meals is, I think that honestly, you should push yourself to not have cheat meals for as long as you possibly can. Now, this is a controversial topic. This is where people kind of say that I am wrong and I shouldn't think like that, because you should always strive for balance. And I totally agree with that. But personally for me, and this is actually something that my friend Possible Pat says too, is like, you cheated on your diet for however many years, right? For me, I cheated on my diet for 20 years. Like, I don't need a cheat meal for 9 months. Like, I will live with myself with not having a cheat meal. And now I believe in that. Now, you don't have to be as extreme. You don't have to go 9 months without having a cheat meal. But I think that it's important to tell yourself, like, I do not need a cheat meal or need a cheat day. Now, if things come up and I end up going over on my calories or something like that, that's totally fine. I will live. But you should be able to tell yourself, I do not need this cheat meal, and it's not something that I'm looking forward to every single week. Now, the issue that I have with that, set cheat meal on Saturday or Sunday, or set cheat day, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever way you want to structure it, is I've noticed, again, this is my opinion, but I've noticed that people will start honestly living for that cheat meal or cheat day. Now, it's kind of similar to when people have a 9-to-5 that they really do not like very much, right? They live for the weekend. We've all heard of that, right? You live for the weekend, and that's exactly, people get in the same exact mindset when they're dieting of living for that cheat meal or cheat day. And then they get stuck in this cycle of, I hate my diet. I hate food throughout the whole week. I hate eating. I don't enjoy any of my food. And the only time I enjoy food is when I have this cheat meal or when I have this cheat day. Now, this perpetuates the thought of the only time I'm enjoying food is when I am cheating on my diet. So what a lot of people do is, one, they get to that cheat meal and then they go completely overboard and absolutely insane and completely blow out their diet. And then the other thing that happens that I've noticed is people realize, man, I absolutely hate my diet when I am dieting throughout the whole week, and the only time that I enjoy food is when I'm having my cheat meal. You know what? I'm sick of dieting. I don't want to diet anymore. I'm just gonna do my cheat meal. I'm just gonna start eating like that again. It's not worth it. It's obviously not working. And then they go back into bad habits. And that's the issue that I have. Obviously, it starts with good intentions, right? You want to stick to your diet, and your diet's kind of hard, so you want to reward yourself with that cheat meal, which again, at the core of it is a good thing, but what people turn it into, that's where the issue comes about. Now, I think it's pretty obvious in this video that I obviously do not condone like a whole cheat day. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can do a lot in a whole day. Now, if you do need to do something, a cheat meal is a better option. But what I personally think the best option is letting yourself fit in, I guess you could call it cheat snacks, but do this every single day. Now, the reason I'm saying cheat snacks is because I actually don't believe it's a cheat snack if you fit it into your diet and it's not that big of a deal, right? Say if you really love chocolate, you fit in a piece of chocolate every single day. Now, a lot of people say, that's ridiculous, I can't believe you do that. But if you think about one piece of chocolate every single day compared to a cheat meal that is just like pancakes and a bunch of crazy stuff, really, that one piece of chocolate is actually the better option. You're getting less calories from that, and you're mentally in a better spot. Now, those cheat snacks are going to keep you satisfied. You're gonna feel like you're not depriving yourself so much, and every single day, you can look forward to having that little cheat snack. Now, when it comes to cheat snacks, obviously, there are ways that you can completely ruin this, and the thing that I've noticed, and this is something that I've done too, is like, I would buy big boxes of things that I wanted to snack on that don't have any servings. It's just, a big box of cereal or something like that, right? And I can't control myself. If I pour a bowl of cereal, I'm gonna pour 3, 4, 5 bowls, right? So what I would recommend is finding things that are packaged in single servings, right? Like if it's like Oreos, they have the single serving packets of Oreos or whatever it might be. Find those, because then you can tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna grab this out of the cupboard and this is what I'm gonna eat. This is my cheat snack, but it fits into your diet. You're actually not cheating on your diet, but you feel like you have that, that relief of being like, okay, I'm not like being completely strict, I'm able to have this little thing for myself every single day. And when it comes to myself personally, when I first started dieting, I literally didn't have a cheat meal or anything for 9 months. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do that, but for me, it was important to show myself that I was capable of doing that. Because when I first started losing weight, I was completely addicted to food. Like everything that I thought about, food was always there. And like all I thought about was food, it felt like. So I needed to prove to myself that I could get past that. And so many people that I've talked to that have lost a massive amount of weight have purported the same things. And they said that, yeah, that's kind of exactly what I did as well. Like I felt like I've been cheating for long enough. I don't need to have a cheat meal. And honestly, like I felt like I would have been triggered if I would have had a big cheat meal anyways, and I would have just, you know, went into bad habits. So for me, what worked for me was completely cutting out things that I knew would be triggers, and that it really did work for me. And I really do think it's a good step for a lot of people. Again, I'm not saying you have to completely cut everything out. You don't have to do exactly what I did, but this is what I've realized has worked for a lot of people when they're trying to lose a massive amount of weight. Now onto the phases that I was kind of talking about, right? When you're in the first phase, that's where I think, you know, having those cheat meals can be really dangerous because you're still so close to that you know, the before picture, right? That before version of yourself, that it is really hard to have cheat meals and not slip back. But you will eventually get into phase 2, 3, 4. I don't even know how many phases there are, but right, you're eventually gonna move on and get to a point where you can have cheat meals or can have food that might have triggered you before that you are now able to control, right? Like for me, if I would have tried to have like French fries is probably one of my favorite foods on the planet, right? So if I would have tried to have French fries when I first started losing weight, that would 100% have catapulted me back into bad habits, and I would have just, you know, went crazy. Now I have French fries a lot. Like I'm not saying every single day, but I have them a good amount of time. Now a lot of times I make them myself, they're healthier versions, but sometimes, you know, I'll go to a restaurant and have straight up regular French fries. And I don't have any bad feelings about it. I don't have any feelings of I'm gonna slip back into old habits because I've moved from that first phase and I'm in like phase 17 now or whatever you wanna call it, right? Like I'm further away from that start point that now I know that I can have those foods that before would have triggered me. Now they're just regular food. And I think this is really important because I want people to understand that if you feel like you're in the first phase and you feel like you can't eat those foods that might trigger you, I promise you it's not gonna be like that forever, but you do have to get through that first phase to get to a point where you're able to eat those foods without feeling triggered. Now again, this is all personal preference. You can do whatever you want. I'm not saying you have to do exactly what I did, but these are my thoughts. This is what helped me a lot in the start of my journey, and I felt like it would be important to share this because I get so many questions of people saying like, I need tips for when I'm first starting, right? I have a lot of people that are watching that are just starting their journey, and this is exactly what worked for me, and I really hope that this helps you guys out as well. So there you guys go. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I would love to know your thoughts on cheat meals, cheat days. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I would love to hear everything down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look how buff I am.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.
Sapper!